Hello everybody, and Jess here, and welcome back to Witch Hat Atelier, episode 9, in which I think we might have a bit of a rest episode, right? The past couple of episodes were fairly intense, so it wouldn't surprise me if today's episode was a bit more slice of lifey. But we do have some stuff to deal with. So maybe not entirely slice of lifey. We'll see about that. A quick recap of the previous episode. The magic Gestapo has arrived and, of course, immediately wanted to erase Coco's memories with their little forbidden magic medallion thingy. Thankfully, Riche and the rest of the gang arrived just in time to thwart their plans and to explain kindly that Coco is a novice, right? Like she's just an what's the word? Not an acolyte. She's just learning, right? She's just a student under Qifrey's tutelage. So how would she ever be able to cast a spell like that, right? And everything there ended well, although the Knights Moralis and specifically Eastis do have some, maybe not a grudge. Grudge is the completely wrong word to use here. I don't know why it's the first thing that came to my mind. They decided to keep an eye on Coco. I'm gonna say it that way, because Coco might be that, small little tiny pebble, if the rumors are true, that will, roll down the mountain and cause an avalanche of forbidden magic becoming mainstream again, or whatever it is exactly that they fear. So we can probably expect their visits a couple more times in the future, right? Probably something that's gonna happen. Then, in the second half, we got to figure out what's the deal with that super strong spell, and Qifrey figured out that it's because of the ink. That it's Iguin. Well, he doesn't know it's Iguin specifically, right? But he knows that it's a brim hat that linked Coco's inkwell with their own inkwell and is doing something to it, because Coco doesn't lose any ink whatsoever. She uses it and there's no any less. And we see Iguin like slash her hand and drip her blood into the vial, into the bottle. So Coco has been using her blood mixed with ink to cast spells, and hence the effect. I knew it's gotta do something with the implements that she used. My bet was on the little notebook, but I guess ink makes a little bit more sense. She would eventually run out of the notebook, pages, but ink, if Iguin can refill it, if nobody noticed, then Coco would keep casting spells like that. So it makes sense. Qifrey took Coco for confirmation and to get her a pen, the promised pen, to, what's his face, Nol Noah's place, where we met Tarta again. I mean, we've met him before, right? But now we actually had the chance to speak to him, to spend some time with him. Qifrey went with Nol Noah to confirm that the ink in the vial is indeed the same ink that was used to create that pocket dimension, that pocket space. Meanwhile, Coco was talking to Tarta, and Tarta is kind of bitter that he's never gonna be a witch, because he can only see in grayscale. He has the silvern eyes, or whatever it's called, condition. I think in human speak it's called achromatosis? Something like that. Something with chromatosis. And achromatosis. A means lack of, chroma means color. This is the Z's, so achromatozis would kind of fit. So it's probably what's it called. And yeah, that was what Coco and Tarta were doing. Meanwhile, Qifrey wiped Noloa's memory. Because Qifrey, of course, hot-blooded for the brim hats, like frothing at the mouth at the very mention of them, grabbed the ink, drew a tiny little spell, and it turned out to be a huge flashbang, because that's what the ink does. And he had no choice, truly, really no choice, but to wipe Noloa's memory, so that he doesn't mention that, hey, yo, Knights Morales, I got a weird ink, and there's like brim hats involved in it. Come quick. So he had to wipe his memory. Didn't get Coco her pen in the end. Got her a bag with some implements, so I guess that's cool, but not a pen. It's gonna be a running thing, isn't it? That he wants to get her a pen and Coco wants a pen, but they don't get a pen. And the grand finale of this season will be Coco getting that chunky pen finally. We'll see. But Qifrey did kind of a shoddy job, because many people saw that flashbang, including Tarta. And Tarta talked to Nonoa, and Nonoa was like, what? What flash? Don't recall any flashes. So, something's amiss. And people are gonna be suspicious if they talk to Nonoa. Yo, dude, what was that flash in your window yesterday? Huh? What flash? Yeah, that's gonna be a little suspicious. Okay, good thing I remembered it. I think it should be nice. I think it should sound good. In the last episode, I got a comment that my videos are a little on the quiet side, and I forgot to increase the volume, but I increased it now. It's been dipping into the reds, so hopefully the mic is not clipping. I got the compressors and shit set up, so hopefully not. But hopefully the volume should be a little bit better from now on. Okay, so what do I expect from today's episode? Well, first frame I see already is some witch talking to Nolnoa, so that's probably gonna get Nolnoa to question, hey, people keep mentioning that thing. I don't remember that thing. Something's amiss. That's my first guess. Qifrey talked with Nolnoa about how the bottle could have like a medallion or something in it, because there had to have been some spell cast on it. So probably now, without Nolnoa's help, probably it's gonna be just Qifrey. It's gonna fish for that medallion and analyze it and get trace to the brim hats or something. I don't know. And besides that, I don't have any particular expectations. I think the rest of the episode is gonna be spent mostly in a slice of life way. We'll see. How about that? But to do that, to see, you're gonna need your subs to hear what's going to. What? You're gonna need your subs to follow along with me, sync up your own copy somewhere on the other screen or whatever. Or if you don't want to bother, go to my Patreon down below, and on Patreon you can get a picture-in-picture version where the video, the anime is right here in the corner, and you can watch both at the same time. Best of both worlds, truly. And now I'm gonna need my sound to hear what's going on in the show and to hear my own voice, of course. And I'm gonna have to ask you for support. Support the channel if you want monetarily on Patreon, YouTube down below, or not. Share my content, spread the word, it costs nothing to do so, and it helps the channel a lot. And with that, we can start watching Witch Hat Atelier episode 9 in 3, 2, 1, go! Bit too loud. Yeah, Tarta is a smart boy. Probably, but I wouldn't risk asking. Smart boy. Don't trust those damn witches. Hmm. Yeah, but, there is a... Hmm. Okay. True. Oh, and we learned about different inks. Yep. Trial and error is important. Believe you me, I spent 13 hours in total the past 2 days trying to deploy stuff to a VPS, and it was mostly trial and error. I got aura farming. Nice to see them in different clothes, by the way. They usually wear either their, like, indoor robes, right? Or their outdoor robes. This is basically like pajamas. True. Same is true for every test, basically. There is a point to that, yeah. Like, actually makes sense. Hmm. Okay. And the fifth test is you can be a tutor yourself. Okay. Makes sense for us, systems go. Yeah, that's that's usually how it works. Right. Question is, oh, okay. So she might actually be able to get a hat like that. I thought they were like standardized or something. I can fully understand Richa. Not gonna lie. Well, work on that eternal youth spell then. Two complete opposites. Agot and Riche. At least when it comes to this approach. For a different purpose, but yeah. The witch that unfucks my house. Yeah. Ah, opening. I upped the volume of my mic and now I have to... yeah. 30% volume. That's good enough, I think. Let me know in the comments how's the volume in this episode, by the way. I would have tested it, but, you know, I was already recording for like 8 minutes or so, didn't want to start from scratch. So, we're doing it live, as they say. Also, I'm very orange. Well, no, not what I wanted to do. Sorry. Fillers, color correction. Right, there's only hue shift. That doesn't help me. There's no temperature setting in OBS. Oh well. Yeah, where's this pen? God damn it. Dream or kidnapping? Well, the title of this episode is about, like, ink dream. Or Iguin shapeshifting. Could be either, honestly. Probably a dream. They can. They just need, you know, proper training. It's like saying, I don't know, normal people can't do sword fighting. You have to be born in a Hema family. I love the music. Hello, Iguin. She would not say that. She would not say that. She only means to encourage Coco. That's a cool triangular pillow. Brush buddy, best buddy. Why'd you react this way? What are you doing, Qifrey? What shady shit are you engaged with? Probably a lot. Wall building spell. There is something floating in this inkwell. Makes sense. That's actually really cool. And very good use for like medicine and other. Yeah. At least, transcribe the seal so you know it. Who knows when you might need a twinned bottle spell? Hmm. Yeah, I was about to say that something tells me that brim hats are smart enough to protect themselves from being, traced that way. True. That would be a problem. And water is conductive. That's a really cool defensive spell, I gotta say. Hello, Iguin. Hey, Qifrey, you wanted to find them? They spared you the trouble. And now they're gonna grow even more careful. I will get back what was taken from me. Your eye? There is a lot of eye symbolism. Or are we talking about like a lost loved one? That's a classic, isn't it? Borscht for breakfast? Ever the pragmatic. I can relate. I can absolutely relate. Master Oli? He needs coffee, not herbe tea. No, you won't. Damn, that whole event really fucked him up, didn't it? Yeah, it's not just tiredness. primers. What about? Oh, she fixed her boots. There are 2 seals here. Didn't the original boots have only 1 seal? Yeah, but she wants to be friends. She's a good girl like that. Not much, admittedly, but if something does go through her head, it's good, happy, friendly thoughts. Still hot. Earl Grey with slice of lemon. Yeah, it was an opportunity to prove herself true. Yeah, what's going on, Coco? Yeah, sleep deprivation. Brush Buddy just mimicking him. They did, but they kinda, thought it's just sleep deprivation. What's that? Who's that? Agot. Right, something happened to Coco. Therefore, let's make sure to hurt more people. uh, hmm. Is it just sleep deprivation? Or is it something more? I mean, considering that Japanese cold is basically a death sentence, then it could very well be a mild case of Japanese cold. Yep, it's Japanese cold. Amazing way of transportation, by the way. True. Although, I mean, okay, he's like not a witch, And he's not gonna be a witch, but nothing seems to be stopping him from using magical devices. So he could technically operate sylph shoes, right? Should have kept the board. Would be faster that way. Although those are very narrow alleyways. Tarta's getting his memory wiped, isn't he? He asks about the flashbang. You're getting your memory wiped, kid. Curiosity kills the cat. They say satisfaction brings it back, but it's only if you can remember. Which might not be the case in this case. Another episode that felt very short, you know? I guess it's just something that I'm gonna keep repeating every single time in every single episode. It's probably because of how, I don't want to say slow, but because of how deliberate this show is, right? Like, if things are supposed to take some time, they do take some time, right? Like, there are plenty of moments where we spend some time just doing some fancy animation of something that doesn't really matter much. Like the animation of Qifrey picking the leaves and swishing them around and eating them, right? It could just be grab, pick, eat, but they spent some time on it deliberately. A Promise in Silver. Something about Tarta then. Will Qifrey have Tarta promise to not tell anyone? Probably. I mean, that's probably the most basic read of this. Let's watch it again, shall we? Oh god. Well, my headphones are drenched. There's gonna be some like thunderstorm or something is a brewing because the air is so incredibly heavy. I'm gonna have to pull out the whole fan setup soon because I heard that this summer we can expect as high as 40 degrees centigrade heat. So that's not gonna be fun on the last floor of an apartment building where the sun heats the entire roof. I'm gonna be miserable. The Conjuring ink. That flash of light, there's no way Grandpa didn't see it. Yeah, maybe Qifrey knows, or Qifrey was the reason. Indeed. I'm trying to figure out what those clothes are. They're their pajamas, aren't they? Or something like that. They're not like, you know, going into the city kind of clothes. Like equivalent of sweatpants, basically. Kind of sort of deal. Changing your signs to suit your goal is what makes spells infinitely adaptable. I've seen the kinds of spells that people create on Reddit For example, I've seen the spell of instant blindness. I've seen the spell of Kugelblitz. Spells are truly infinitely adaptable. And after seeing people just casually draft a motherfucking Kugelblitz, I can understand the Knight Morales a little bit. The brush body showing teeth. Apparently, from what I heard, the staff behind this adaptation, was it the animators? Some members of staff working on this adaptation fell in love with brush body, so they're adding a lot more brush body moments to the anime than there are in the OG. And that includes like focused scenes, it includes scenes where brush body is somewhere in the background and doing something funny. Cool, I like it. It shows that the creators have love for what they're doing, right? When something doesn't work, figure out why you failed. And when you succeed, ask, why did that work? Boy, howdy, do I know how it feels. I sometimes keep bashing my head on the keyboard, trying to figure out why something doesn't work. Then I run the program again, change nothing, and it works. Why the fuck does it work? Why did it work? Knowing that something worked but not knowing why is arguably worse than something not working and not knowing why, if I'm to be perfectly honest with you. And the purpose of repeating lessons is trial and error. Indeed. And Ago just aura farming, spewing philosophical thoughts, deep thoughts with the deep. Do you really have time to be looking after others? If you're aware of your shortcomings, something, brooding. There are tests besides the consent of the crown and the Dada range, 5 in total. We're getting some characterization for each. We had a little bit of it, but now we're getting more and more. We know that she doesn't fancy tests. We know that she doesn't fancy being told what to do in general. Yeah, the tests that don't matter. The point is to challenge and learn about yourself. Whether or not they matter depends on the attitude of the taker. Absolutely. To some people, tests matter as, milestones, as achievements, as being able to say, hey, I passed that test, right? I have a diploma on my wall. Some people don't really give a fuck. Like, there are people who finish their primary school, their basic education, and are not looking for anything more. They don't want anything more, they don't need anything more, arguably. And yeah, it entirely depends on your attitude. It's hard to enjoy things you haven't chosen to take part in. That's also true. It is hard to enjoy things you haven't chosen to take part in. Absolutely. In high school, I was in a group with a maths and physics profile. We had like double the hours of maths and double the hours of physics. And I never enjoyed my like history or civics lessons or geography, because like I went to class of this profile because I wanted to learn those things, not remembering dates by heart, right? So yeah, it is hard to enjoy things you haven't chosen to take part in. Conversely, there were people in my class, because classes were split and groups were like inter-class. It was a weird setup. But yeah, I had people in my class who have chosen, for example, history and civics profile, or history and geography, and they went there, and they enjoyed that. And they, conversely, did not enjoy physics. Makes perfect sense, doesn't it? The witches of old struggled with that problem. Magic exists to make people happy, so making apprentices miserable defeats the whole point. So we're making the tests into adventures. Yeah, absolutely. Like, if my test of history in high school consisted of traveling to the ruins of some castle and trying to figure out when it was built or whatever, yeah, I'd happily take it. But because the test was in which year, month, and day was Franz Ferdinand shot, I did not like it. Because I have no fucking clue when did he get shot. With each step you take, you're allowed to do more with your magic. Yeah, makes sense. 4th test to be a full-fledged witch. 5th test to become a teacher yourself. Tetia wants to make people happy. Tetia wants to hear thank yous. We know that. Even her hat has twin tails. And Riche is the opposite. The very opposite to Agot, mainly. Where Agot wants to rush those things, right? Let me take that test today. I'm gonna take all 5 of those tests today, please. I want to be a teacher tomorrow. Right? Riche is like, actually, I'm fine where I am. I'm a kid, and I kind of want to stay a kid. I don't want to go through any tests. I'd like to be a student under Qifrey forever. That suits me just fine. If you only draw the spells you want to draw, you'll never learn anything new. That's fine by me. Yeah. And those are like 2 sides of, not even of the same coin, but those are 2 sides where I've known people on both of those myself, and I am kind of both of those people myself at the same time, because there are things, there are topics where I used to be or still am kind of like Agot, right? Like let me fucking do the thing. Like, okay, I need to learn the basics. I don't want to learn the basics. I know the basics. Just let me go forward with it, for fuck's sakes. And there are things where I'm like, Rachel, I don't wanna. I don't care. I don't give a fuck. I don't need to know the population of Tanzania. I don't give a fuck about Tanzania. Why do I need to know its population? I don't need to know, like, what rocks are the most common in Papua New Guinea. Is it basalt? Is it granite? That knowledge is useless to me. I'm never gonna use it. Why the fuck do you want me to learn that? I can absolutely understand both of them. But yeah, Riche is a bit more, like, total in her belief, because I liked learning things I liked, and I disliked learning things I disliked. Simple. Probably everybody has that. But Riche, meanwhile, that's a bit of a contradiction. On one hand, she must enjoy magic, she must like magic, because she's learning magic. She could leave the atelier. Like, presumably, Qifrey is not her legal guardian. Presumably, she can leave the atelier, go live with her parents, or do whatever she wants, right? It's not like the magic world has compulsory education, I don't think. And yet she's here. And yet she studies, even if just a little. And yet she learns. And yet she had to have passed the test of the crown to be admitted as a... Admitted, that's not the best word. To be accepted as a, as a student under Qifrey. Right? So she enjoys magic, but she doesn't want to learn magic. There is something to that. I think Riche Richa might be coming from like an overbearing family, overbearing house in a way. Right? Like, Richa, we are minor nobles, you need to wear the dress. You can't just wear those clothes, you have to wear the dress. Richa, it's not time for cake yet. First, we eat soup. Richa, you can't use that spoon to eat soup, use that other spoon. Right? Richa, you can't read those books. Those books are for the populace. You need to learn. You need to read fucking philosophy. Richa, don't play with those kids. Those kids are commoners. Right? It's kind of giving me those sort of vibes, maybe. Let's see how close I'm gonna be. Where is it? Witch Hat Atelier. Richa comes from an overbearing family of minor nobles. Her whole life was rules, how to dress, eat, who to play with, etc. Yeah, I think I'm on the dot. We'll see though. I refuse to say as I am now. Yeah. Meanwhile, Agat is the complete opposite. She would like to be the librarian, like right now, if she could. Get me into all of those fucking tests right now. Yeah, Coco is still hiding the truth about herself. I wonder when will she reveal it? If at all. Coco strikes me as the kind of a person that absolutely would reveal the truth. Eventually. Not early, right? Not soon, not right from the get-go. But after she spends like 3 more years here learning with Richa, Tetia, and Agot, there will be a time where she has the talk with at least one of them. Right? Besides, it's kind of inevitable. The Brim Hats are involved with her, so, you know, eventually everybody's gonna start asking questions. Hey, Coco, why is it that we haven't heard of Brim Hat attacks in the last 50 years, but here you come and, like, oh, the Brim Hats are swarming you like flies to honey. What's the deal here? She's probably gonna have to reveal that. A power acquired that will never betray you. Eh. I was about to say, people can never take your memory away from you. And that's why the things you remember will never betray you, but people absolutely can take your memory away from you. So it doesn't quite work. A bad dream, yeah, her failings. This is all your fault, putting us in danger. Bit of a PTSD situation. Egwene would not say that. Absolutely not. Egwene wants all the best for Coco. We know that. Still awake. And you're one to talk. That's a cool spell, like instant wall spell. The righteous witches of healing craft who used magic to heal fought the 3 wise ones' edict. I can fully understand them, right? Like, hey, I'm a healing witch here. I use my spells, I cast them on people's bodies and save their lives. You want to outlaw what I do? You want to outlaw something that is, like, purely and entirely good? What the fuck is wrong with you? I can see that conflict. Spell that allowed them to share medicine among them. That's an amazing use of that spell. Actually. Like, yeah, you could have one witch stay in an atelier and keep making the decoctions, and another witch is in the field serving those decoctions. They could be having like an empty flask, right? One of them goes to a patient with just a single flask, contacts the witch in the atelier and says, "Hey, I need a Chimera decoction." And the one at the atelier makes a Chimera decoction, pours it into the flask, and the one in the field gets it. Right? It's like having the whole entire laboratory with you at all times. That's an amazing use for this spell. Delicate spell of healing. Ironic that only the brimmed caps can create it now. All I need is the inscribed medal hidden within. But, of course, it's protected. Why would you ever think it wouldn't be protected? Water, yeah. Can't use spells underwater, because to use spells, you need ink. And ink don't work underwater. Well, nowadays, we do have inks and pens and whatever that do work underwater, that do work on wet paper, so... Well, there is a potential for scientific advancement in this world, figuring out ink that works underwater. And electricity to boot. One thing I did not expect is to see Iguin here. I expected this seal to self-destruct, to crumble into dust, maybe for the water to have a secondary effect of washing the ink off completely, where it just becomes, you know, an empty, plain slice of glass. But no, Iguin herself made the effort. I still have to do what? I will get back what was taken from you. What was taken from you? We don't know that. Taken... Well, taken implies he was deprived of something. One thing that we can be fairly certain he was deprived of was his eye. Or the vision in his right eye, or whatever the fuck is wrong with his eye. Another classic would be, of course, family member, loved one, good friend, whatever. Something like that. We'll see in the future. I love this area. I love how it looks. Just empty black beach with a bunch of white stones, very harsh shadows, almost like sun is shining horizontally. It's like... Yeah, it's like, you know, the polar circle, right? I think we actually started Polar Day not long enough. Not long ago, like yesterday or the day before that, something like that. Yeah, those very low shadows kind of remind me of how shadows look during Polar Day and Polar Night. Well, Polar Day mostly, when the sun is very low and casts almost horizontal shadows. I love it. What a waste. Good magic demands good sleep. Yeah, in case of Qifrey, it's not just sleep, it's also some nerve damage. And Coco figured out the seals. What do you know? They are unbalanced, actually. Yeah, the arrows are actually unbalanced. Cool. Cool that it's actually the case, and it's something that Agat actually mentions. Also, I really like how her fingernails have that bit of white. Do I have that? on one finger. Oh, on my thumbs, actually. Yeah, I do have that bit of white. That's a nice attention to detail. What are you plotting? Yeah, here's the deal. She doesn't plot anything. And so people who default to plotting think that she's plotting something. You never said a word against me. Why? Yeah, it kinda was, for my benefit in the end. I could have sat there and waited, yeah, but yeah, I decided to try it. I wanted an opportunity to prove myself. So all in all, thank you, Agot, for doing that. Meanwhile, Agot was there agonizing over what she did and thinking that Coco must hate her and like looking at those boots. Is there an ignition spell somewhere that she hid? No. Not the case at all. Like, see what I mean about deliberate? This shot, first we slowly pan onto Qifrey as he's browsing through the bush, and then we have this entire scene. Pulling it out, twisting, breaking, twisting, ripping, the camera follows, right? The whole fucking deal with what could just be grab, snap, eat, right? Show is very deliberate in that way. And he eats it whole, right? It's entirely animated. We also get Brush Buddy mimicking his motions of eating, mimicking his motions of everything. Yeah, of clapping. If this gets out, it's over. Those boots are very fast. I don't think that Agot's OG shoes were quite this fast. I don't think you even have like control over the speed. Signs are too long, so the casting skill is off balance, right? Something's wrong with Coco. That's an amazing mode of transportation, I gotta say. Like, makes perfect sense. If you had access to a like hover levitation spell, what's the simplest, most foolproof mode of transportation? A piece of wood with levitation seal on it. It just eliminates friction, you grab a stick, and you go. It's the simplest thing possible. It's great. I love it. We're almost at the hospital. Fever is getting worse. Yeah, it's Japanese cold. Hospital, yep. You must look at things very carefully with your special eyes. My brand! There's a question I wanted to ask you. It's neat that they are split straight down the middle. Visual, symbolism. There was plenty of splits like that in... where was it? No, not in Princess Principal. There probably were some, but there was one particular show where I just kept seeing it. It wasn't Symphogear, I don't think. Was it Review Starlight? I'm not sure. Regardless, doesn't matter. Yeah, Tarta is getting his memory wiped. Or, judging by the title, A Promise in Silver, probably not getting his memory wiped, but rather Qifrey tells him some sort of excuse and gets a promise out of Tarta to never speak of it again. Something along those lines is gonna happen. We'll see. We'll see in the next episode. Right now, that's gonna be it. Yeah, that's gonna be it for this episode. Ultimately, well, I wanted to say that ultimately not much happened in this episode, but that would be a lie. Because plenty of things happened, but Not all that many of huge import. The one thing of big import that really happened was Egwene making contact with Qifrey, and that was basically the highlight of this episode. And, well, Coco getting sick, but again, it's probably just Japanese cold, so not much to fear here, especially since she does have the brim hats on her side, like, no matter how you look at it. So if things are really bad, it would not surprise me if some brim hats popped over at night, cast a healing spell on Coco's body, and just healed her. Like, it would be something they would do, because healing is forbidden magic, and they would want to flaunt forbidden magic. And they wouldn't want to lose Coco. So, again, they would do it. They can. There's no, like, risk to them doing that. So I'm not really afraid. Feared for Coco's life. We are left with more questions. Or rather, we are left with no new answers, in a way. Because it's still a question, what's going on with Qifrey, like, where does his grudge against the Brim Hats come from? I got that weird impression that he wasn't necessarily... whatchamacallit... antagonistic towards Egwene. Like, the way he was reaching for her wasn't like, let me grab that neck and squeeze it. It was more like, no, wait, I want to talk, I want to ask, I want to parlay, whatever, right? It was more desperate than done in anger. So that's interesting, and that leaves us with even more questions, potentially. Because we still don't know what Qifrey lost, we still don't know what's the deal with his eye. How can he use memory wiping magic, right? Plenty of questions about him. I have a sneaking suspicion that he's a former Knight Morales, but we'll see about that. Again, we know nothing about him. We got a bit more info about Riche, her worldview, and her potential like character arc, right? She's gonna learn to care, she's gonna learn to learn, she's gonna learn to like learning, those sort of themes. And of course something's gonna happen with Tarta. Either he's gonna be let in on it, whatever it is, under a promise in silver, maybe magic promise with the silver tree or something like that, I don't know. Or he's getting his mind wiped. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. The mention of silver in the title, like 100% has something to do with Tarta. Or with the silver tree. That could also be the case. Oh, and we got the conflict between Agot and Coco resolved. They got to talk, Coco got to tell Agot what she thinks. Thank you for pushing me there. I'm sorry for destroying your boots. Meanwhile, Agot's like, and I was agonizing over it. Yeah, cool, fun episode. I enjoyed myself very much watching it. Some cool pieces of animation, cool brush body moments. But right now, I think that's gonna be it. I don't think I have anything more to add on the topic of this episode, but maybe you do. And if you do, say so in the comments down below. What did you think of this episode? My reaction, my theories, stuff like that. No spoilers. Please, spoilers can go to my Discord down below or here. You can find it. Like this video if you liked it. Subscribe and click the bell to be notified of future videos on my channel. Support the channel if you want monetarily on Patreon or YouTube down below. On Patreon you get access to picture-in-picture versions of every single episode I release. And if you don't want to spend any money whatsoever, you don't have to. Share my content, spread the word, it costs you absolutely nothing to do so, and it helps the channel a lot. And now, with all of that out of the way, that's gonna be it from me for today. So as always, you guys do all the good stuff, and I'm gonna see you in the next one. Cheers! And here's my wonderful Patreons, QB Jack, Wit, AL, Floor Nightingale, Dr. Watt, Fassel, and Hans Peter. And you can join them if you want without having to get Japanese code.